And we're gone. So, welcome to TFSL Friday on a Thursday. I'm standing in tonight for Nick Dunks as a tribute to the man. I've worn his guard attire. There's a shirt, there's a nice black jumper, and a security tag. I thought I'd give myself a guest host name tonight. Instead of Nick Dunks, I'll be Thick Trunks. Wink. That took me ages in work to come up with. Joining me tonight on the show is the ever present man. I can't see him dropping a point this season, and he literally can't see himself dropping a point. It's Johnny O'Connor, Man City manager. You right, Johnny?
Hi, guys. Hi,
And
Phil.
now my second guest. Since arriving in London, he's caused great excitement. People have gathered to see him. It's been much enough bro. But sadly, we couldn't get the new Dumbo the elephant in the London Zoo on here tonight. So we've had to settle with Mark Stewart from Chelsea. Hello, Mark.
All right, Phil. All right, John.
My last guest is not actually turned up. He's the man who's got more lives than a cat. He's had more near-death experiences than the cast of Coronation Street. It's the human cockroach, Anthony Roach, who has eluded us once again. So, to brief it over this week in TFSL, James started TFSL 2 Tuesdays. Quick to post was Pablo, who said he'd give a lesson to all of the new managers who need to know how to get good at SM. I'll save you the trouble, Pablo. Your advice would be join an empty game world and be Real Madrid. So cheers for the teaching lesson. Elsewhere, Bournemouth got knocked out by Derry. Derry have made the quarterfinals of the Shield. When speaking to a local Derry resident, they said there hasn't been this much excitement in Derry since Poundland had a 50% sale off in the area. I've recently had an operation to take Dan Smith's hand out of my arse after he worked me like a puppet on Sunday. So that's pretty disappointing for me. And also a big thank you to Gerard, because after last week's show, he's decided to sponsor a new brand of Kleenex tissues. So thank you for that, Gerard. All in good humour, I hope you know. And lastly, Paul Harrington of Ross County has signed Copenhagen Danish youngster Jonas Wind. Now, I don't know if Jonas will be starting tonight, but I hope there's no bad tackles, because the last thing we all want is for someone to break wind tonight in the game. So that is TFSL. How are we all doing? Good?
Oh, good, yeah.
So I think what we'll start with, because you are the guest, Mark, is how's things going at Chelsea?
Oh, God. Well, not great, to be honest with you. I think we got a bit of a lucky point with your boys, Johnny, the other day on a 2-all draw, didn't we?
Well, I thought it was a lucky point, yeah.
Yeah. Well, really, we should have lost, in all fairness. I mean, the wheels have come off, haven't they? I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I was hoping I was turning around. Somehow I'm still in the cups, sorry, just the one cup, the TFSL Shield. I'm in the quarterfinal of that, thank God. And obviously the Tim Potts European Cup. But things are going bad, We're in 7th spot. We haven't got a pot to piss in financially. I'm not happy with Courtois. I've publicly stated if we finish lower than 6th and don't win anything, I'll walk. I'll stand by the decision.
So if you finish lower than 6th, Mark Stewart is leaving Chelsea.
And if we don't win the cup, I think it's only fair to give somebody else a chance. I mean, it's a tough job. It's a tough job, and it's not because Chelsea, will consider one of the big boys. But when you look at their stadium in comparison to big boys, they don't generate the same income. I made a mistake of loaning out too many players at the start. That's come back to haunt me. I could have done with them for the cups. I just need the end of the season to come as quick as possible and try and get a top 6 finish and rebuild and bring back the loanees. And there's going to be a bit of movement if I'm still in charge of Chelsea next season.
It's not the type of game world to be loaning players out, is it, Phil?
Moving on. No, I learned that lesson last season as well. I think you try and help too many clubs out when you're a big club. For a start, you look at every loan player, 5-6 million. That's money, because I'm losing hemorrhaging it now, and you can't really help people out when you're a top club, because of the cups as well. Because you got to battle on all fronts. Johnny, are you disappointed drawing against Mark then? Because I don't think he's seen as a big club, is he, this season? In terms of this season, though, no dig,
I looked at his side, and he has got a decent side, so he should be able to, on paper, a draw's not a bad result. What I was a bit upset about is I gave him too much respect, and I changed my tactics.
Yeah.
I changed it to 4-3. Changed it to 4-3-3 because I've heard that he plays 4-3-3. So I matched him up, and every time I change,
every time 4-2-3 win, didn't I?
Every time I give someone too much respect, I end up with a draw because I did it with Dan Smith, and I went 4-4-2 against Dan Smith, and only ended up with a draw.
Yeah, I mean, looking at your team, Mark, I think we talked about it last week. You do have big players though. You got Bale, Suarez, Hazard.
It's a good side on paper, Phil and John. There's no denying on paper this is a good side.
Kante.
You know, at the back, PNH. Yeah, I mean, there's cracking players there. Insigne, I'm a big fan of. The thing is, I think Courtois is just a total crock of shit. I mean, I've had him on other Game World, and older guy is 93. He plays like an 83. Some of the sides I'm thinking, say, have 2 shots, and it's going every game. We're not keeping clean sheets at all. I'm putting it down to Courtois. It could be the defence. I'm not sure. But like I came into Chelsea, as you guys know, late. Halfway through pre-season, we're just like 1 or 2 friendlies to go to the season starts.
Oh, come on, Mark. That's not late, is it? Come on. I came in late. And the season not even started.
Come on, man. Come on. He came in pre-season.
He's giving it that old. I didn't have a full pre-season under my belt, yeah?
Yeah, but no, there'll be wholesale changes. If I'm still in charge next season, I'll be actively looking to do some deals.
Well, let's be fair, Mark. You're with the 2 guys here. We both know you want Messi or Ronaldo. We're not stupid.
I know I'm not going to get either of them, so that's giving up on. And maybe if we can get some younger, hungrier players, maybe a point or 2 less than what we've got, I might go down that road. I'm really not sure, to be honest with you. It's worrying times at Chelsea. For me in TFSL, I had a great season with Derby the first season. Started is fantastic, and it's unusual for me to have such a prolonged crap run, to be honest with you. But
joking aside, Mark, I know you started off good, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then you went. Did you go something like 6 games without a win?
Yeah.
But then I thought you turned it around, really, haven't you?
Well, we have not to standards.
What's your stats over the last 6 games then or something?
Let's have a look. I mean, we have, but not to the standards that I want, to be honest with you, John. I mean, last 6 games, we got 2 league draws. We drew with Fulham, we had 1 shot. Drew with you, okay, that's a brilliant draw. We lost to Dan in the Cup, that wasn't the end of the world. We lost to Tottenham, where I was hoping to get a point there. I mean, they had half a side off, so credit to Tom Parfitt there, because I think he had 4 fringe players playing. And then it's wins against Wolves and Derby in the Cups. So it's a mixed bag, I believe Chelsea should be fighting.
That's a shit bag, that, mate. That's not a mixed bag, that's a shit bag.
The top, and we're not. And it's killing me. But let's see what we can do. Let's just try and get through to the end of the season and win the Cup, I think, and get that top 6 finish. I mean, if I don't I think it's only fair that if I don't win the Cup or get top 6, I give someone else a chance. That's the type of guy I am.
I do agree with that. As a big club, I think everyone probably should have this attitude. It's not a setup where you would get sacked for that in this division, top 6. But I think you should. If you're not good enough, go. I mean, I would consider if I don't get close enough this year, I'm probably going to look to go somewhere else in TFSL.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be quitting. That was for sure. I mean, if I did leave Chelsea, I would look to take another job, lower down the divisions. But, we'll see what happens. I'll keep fingers crossed, and maybe I need to switch up tactics a little more.
Maybe Derby will take you back.
Unlikely.
I don't think so. I think Etienne's going to stay there. He's had a rough ride, hasn't he? But in fairness, it was always going to be a tough gig for him down there. And
yeah,
so
he was left with a crock of shit, wasn't
he? Who was there last?
I mean, they had a few good players there. They had like Renan Lodi, Trincao. He shipped them out, which I was quite surprised at. I think he's getting rid of Cagliari. He hasn't settled for him, so it hasn't worked for Etienne this season. But I don't think we can judge him this season because he wasn't expected to stay up. So I think next season's a big one for him in a championship.
Yeah, it will be. Moving on then. So Johnny, I'll ask. TFSL 2 started Tuesday. I think the game opened anyway. So any thoughts on that? Any of the new guys? I've seen a few of them post off the top of my head. Vinny Sharp was one. I think it's Amish as well is another one. What do you think about that game world?
Yeah, I think we've spoke about it before, mate. I think it's absolute genius idea. Set a game well up to run parallel to this, and then James can keep his eye on who's doing well and pick whoever he wants for this league. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I've seen Vinny post a few things. Amrish, wasn't he in this game world and then left and then he's gone back in there?
I don't know. I know he's in NYT. I don't know whether he was in here first. Again, this is where you need dunks.
I thought he was the student who didn't have too much time on his hands, and he would have to leave, and he left with a view to coming back.
It could have been, actually. I've got to
think he were in Division 3 with someone like Barnes or something like that, or
it could have been him. Mark, what's your take on TFSL 2? I mean, at the moment, you're heading directly for it, so it'd be nice to get you.
Thanks, yeah. It's going to be the kickback shooting yard show tonight, isn't it? So, just stick your fist up there, boys. Carry on.
I'm so glad you came on back.
No, a really good idea. I mean, I'm still a bit unsure, how it's going to be working as such, because you've got like 2 divisions of 20 teams, and a friend of mine is looking to join TFSL 2, who I work with, and he was a bit concerned earlier that teams already started buying players, and he was asking me how was this running. So I explained, it's a feeder league. So is it just that, if you take a job in TFSL, you're out of TFSL 2? So it is literally you're just filling a gap there, really. Is that correct?
TFSL 2 is a weighted league, so you can't get in TFSL until you go into TFSL 2 first. No one from TFSL can go in there. I don't think, it's not, we don't fill it up.
I know that, but if you're in TFSL 2 and you get offered a job in TFSL, the main, you just quit your TFSL 2 game, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think that's the general idea, I mean, it might be gutting for some guys, because if they've played like a season there, they really like their teams. But again, I think it is just a waiting area, really, to prove themselves.
But no, it's unique, isn't it? It's the first time I've come across it in Soccer Manager Worlds, and
be careful who you invite from your work, Mark, because they might end up doing a lot better than you.
You never know.
Me, prime example. We used to work together.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
To leave there, though, I can't work with him anymore because I was about to regular fisting by the bins.
Mark, don't mention the fisting by the bins. Come on now.
Oh, I do agree. We wouldn't do that.
Not on this show, anyway. What I'll move on to now then is good, bad, and the ugly. Now, I know, Mark, you were great in preparation. You scribbled it down on a bit of pen and paper about 3 minutes before we started. Johnny, I'll start with you this week. Good, bad, and ugly?
Good. I'm going to go for Norwich. James's Norwich. By all accounts, I think they're 8 points clear of 4th now in 3rd place. Is that right?
At the moment, I'll have a look for you. But
they're opening a right gap there. So it's turning into a 3-horse race at the top. 15 points out of 18. Absolutely brilliant.
I think he's got a good sort of, we've all seen it when he's done shots fired. He's very careful when he buys as well. So he's got a great sky, age-wise and ratings. I think that's the best thing, especially in TFSL. There's a lot of emphasis on looking after your club. If you can be successful and do that as well. So
it does it that thorough, so you can't throw any shit at him. So
no.
What stick will it?
You're bad, Johnny.
Bad is was it St Johnston? Marco Sullivan got invited into the game world. Hasn't posted once, hasn't put anything on newsfeed once, so I'm led to believe, and he hasn't won a game.
And I know that's quite right. I mean, do you know what? I won't waste time. Marco Sullivan was my ugly tonight, so I'll just say that now. Basically, because you can see he's lost 6 in 6. Like you said, I don't think we've heard from him at all. No. I'm not someone to bash inactives, but for me, I think if you're doing bad or rubbish, just let us know. I mean, I don't even mind a rant. I mean, one person I think who you need to take an example of is Ash Murtagh with Shrewsbury. Yeah. He's been beaten, a lot, losing every week. But you know what? He always posts. He's always saying, well, we want to get it right. I want to do this, want to do that. And I think a lot of people are like, you're backing him. You're almost on his side. You want him to get wins.
Yeah, absolutely.
But with Mark, I mean, especially now with TFSL 2's got a waiting league. If you've got someone that's the team isn't doing anything, you're not hearing from them. The question got to be asked really: does he really want to be here?
Well, that just shows, if he'd have been in TFSL 2, he probably wouldn't have been invited in, would he?
No.
So it just advocates, what a good idea the TFSL 2 was.
I mean, I don't know whether, I think James has got the option now, though, hasn't he? That if he's asking someone to leave this game world, he can say, look, go back down to this one. I'm not asking him to leave everything, and you can prove yourself and come back up. Mm-hmm. Whether he might do that, I'm not sure. But so, did I have you ugly? No.
No, you didn't, mate. No, you didn't. Bristol City.
Oh, Bristol City. All right.
Finished seventh last week, just outside playoffs last season, and the 20th position this season.
Right down at the bottom. Yeah, that's a long jump.
Can't get lower than that.
Just checking up on this squad now. So you got Paul Ashworth there. He's got quite an old team actually, really. De Rossi, Liechtensteiner. It's a bit of a turnaround, isn't it? Really, from last year.
Yeah, it's just from just outside playoffs. I mean, I seem to remember they were in like third place for a long time, and then he just fell out of the playoffs, and then he just continued it straight down.
I mean, I'd say Bristol City's it is a tough gig, but I think when you set yourself a nice standard and you're doing so well at the season before.
Why would you say it's a tough gig?
I don't think they've got the biggest of stadiums compared to
20-odd thousand, isn't
it? That's decent for the championship.
Yeah, you know what, more. I mean, I think you're looking at it then, you've got the likes of Southend, who, again, smaller ground, Ipswich probably around the same. Yeah, so, I'm probably wrong in saying that. I mean... Brentford, who were actually above them on goal difference.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
I'll go with my good, bad, and ugly. So this week I'm going to annoy Dunks. I am thick trunks, so I ain't Dunks. My good is a man that was on good, bad, and ugly constantly, and Dunks constantly targeted him. But I'm going to go for good as Nick Ortham, because this week Nick Ortham got a point against Derry. My brother's Derry manager, and he is sort of flying at the moment there. So Nick Ortham's got a point. I'm hoping this is the start of something. I would love it if he came out.
Well, it's definitely the end of your career on this show, mate.
I mean, yeah, I'm not getting invited back by Dunks after this. I thought I'd give him a good. Well, do you know what? If Dunks was on now and I'd said my good this week, Nick Ortham, boom, Phil disconnected.
Dunks, I was speaking to Dunks earlier, and he says you're gonna have to put Nick Ortham in just from me.
So, and if anything, Dunks, I have put him in. Just probably not the category you'd like.
Yeah.
My ugly, I've already said Mark O'Sullivan. Now, my bad. Now, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but it is you, Mark, and I'll tell you for why. I'm sorry, I've been so cruel to you tonight. You've loaned a defender from Shrewsbury Town.
Yeah.
Chelsea have loaned a left back from Shrewsbury Town. What? That's it. Johnny, he's loaned a left back from Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury have lent Chelsea a player.
Ethan Hamilton, yeah. 70 rated. Left back for the cup.
Explain.
No other left backs. And obviously, in the cup, left back is a position that I feel is one of the weaker positions where you can get by with playing a lesser rated player. I can't recall my loans and I'm 8 million in the red. I can't afford to sell because I can't afford to lose a player while I'm in the cups. So I had to loan anybody just to play. And Ethan Hamilton will continue playing while we're in the cup.
Well, I'm going to say it's a massive opportunity for Ethan Hamilton. I'm sure he's really confused why he's not getting in Shrewsbury's first team, but he's playing for Chelsea. But we leave that to young Ethan.
Only in the cup side.
I'm sure Mr. Stewart knows what he's doing.
We've been hit. We got Phil O'Crella, who plays anywhere across the back, and he's out till like the 20th of March. He's been out for already about 3-4 weeks, and he was the sub left back. So we had to have a backup left back somewhere along the line.
Yeah, no. I mean, so yeah, that is my good, bad, and ugly. So, Mark, yours?
Well, my good is a rival, Dan Smith at United. Some brilliant results lately. He's beaten us, hasn't he? He also beat yourself.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. He hasn't beaten you, John. No, not recently.
No.
some cracking results. So I'm just looking at his last 4 games now. All right, admittedly 2 were cup games, but he's got 3-0, 3-0, 2-0, 4-0. So, you know, he's turned around, hasn't he? Because he didn't have the best of starts, and he's up there now. He's challenging. He's doing well. So for me, he deserves the title of good.
No, that's fair enough. Bad, Mark.
Bad. I'm going to echo your sentiments, Phil, and say myself.
So we've had Mark bad, Mark O'Sullivan ugly, Mark O'Sullivan bad. It's not a good night for Marks, is it?
No.
It's definitely not. It's marks down for all the marks. And again, I set high standards, and I haven't been reaching them. And I feel I can do more. I can do more on the pitch. I feel I can do a bit more socially as well. So I need to step my game up, and I'm aiming to do that. But for this week, I deserve the bad award.
Oh, are you on Facebook, Mark?
I am on Facebook.
Are you on Facebook? I
haven't been posting too much, John. I changed jobs a few months ago, and it's quite heavy.
I didn't realise you were on, mate. Sorry.
Did you not?
Did you? Right.
Did do a video 2 weeks ago, John.
Say again?
With an update, at Chelsea about 2 weeks ago. But I haven't been commenting much on Facebook. So something I'm going to try and rectify now over the next couple of weeks. Just try and put 10 minutes aside on each game day to do that. Okay, guys? And
I was going to say I haven't seen you on there, but that's a poor blind man joke, isn't it?
You're a legend, John. And my ugly, I've gone for, well, they're an ugly side, and they Leeds United. I mean, who the hell likes them? Scott Thomas, you know, they're languishing. They're doing terrible in the league. They're not doing well enough for a club of Leeds stature in a championship. You know, they're losing games left, right, and centre. Their squad isn't the best. I'm sure, you know, a lot more work could go into that team, and they should be riding higher on the table for me. So, Scott, you're my ugly for this week, buddy. Try and prove me wrong in the next couple of weeks.
Right. I'll move on now to poster was up earlier. The interview with God. So to help me with this, Mark, I've sent Mark the questions I asked Pablo Maggio, the self-complained god of Soccer Manager earlier. He's not held back. He is insane, but I do respect the fact that he answered all the questions I said. I'm going to read it as he's written it, so a lot of it won't make great 100% sense. He didn't want to come on because language barrier. I think he does speak, you know, quite good English, and I'd love to have him on because he is a psycho. But we will start. So, Mark, if you could, if you could start by giving the first question I asked him, and I'll just read the answers, and we'll talk about them all after we've gone through the 6 of them. All right?
Yeah. Question 1, Pablo. You name yourself Soccer Manager God. Can you tell me why you think you deserve this tagline?
I think I have well deserved. There are not many managers that say they have as many medals as I do hanging around. I have 288 SM titles. I have achieved 99% of SM achievements. I only need 1 SMFA World Cup, and in the next few days, this will be mine. There is no doubt I am perfect for playing SM. I am a genius of tactics. I am positive mentally, and this makes me a winning guy. I know other managers hate to face me. I know that I am SM. I am God. My titles, they speak for myself. My fame, it speaks for myself. The people who play me, they fear me. They should not be looking for lawsuits against me, but they should take advantage and try to learn from Maggio God. I think I am the best. I know I am the best. I am all powerful. I am God. Number 2, Mark. Yeah, it gets worse.
Should we have a comment on them at the end of the questions then, yeah? Okay, question number 2. Many people have commented and said a lot of your trophy cabinet in SM is won by playing in empty game worlds, full of computer players that are easy to win. How do you respond to this?
Look, at the beginning, I was a rookie, and you look for leagues with few managers in to win something, and your morale grows. But I quickly realized I was very good to waste time in those leagues. Out of 288 of my titles, I've won only 10% in them minor leagues. I am still God. I felt I left the difficult real Champions League with a 2.07 average, and I created my own league, the Bloody Leagues. They were full of managers who never stopped participating and not competing, and I won there as well. Since then, I've been invited to NYT, TFF, TFSL, Africa, Palm Tree, etc. And now I only participate in these leagues full of managers, but still, I'm a very good manager, and no one is as good as me. Question 3, Mark.
Question 3. Looking through your Soccer Manager game worlds and clubs, you seem to be Real Madrid in an awful lot, and numerous huge European clubs. Would it be fair to say you prefer to take the easy route with these clubs?
That's a tricky question. We all like to be managers of the best teams. I had very good teams in my charge, but that does not guarantee success. If you do not work every day, if you do not research, if you do not prepare your templates, if you're not updated about the real world of football, then you can struggle. Also, you have Real Madrid. You're not guaranteed success. In most of the leagues, I have teams in minor divisions. I am successful here at Wrexham. In other leagues, I have a lot, Bataquil, Leeds, Marseille. I even make them more powerful. These who say this is because they envy me. They envy me. They envy that they can't imitate me, but I never equal me. For my curriculum should only have been Real Madrid, Barcelona, or Bayern. But I would like to show everyone with a humble team that I can build that I am God.
Brilliant. Question 4. In Total Fusion Super League right now, no one can deny you are having a good season. You're in the playoffs with Wrexham. How far can you take Wrexham in this game world, or are you all about getting a bigger club?
I'm in love with Wrexham. The owners of TFSL send me private messages every day asking me to take a Division 1 team. But for now, I do not want to. I am building a powerful team with Wrexham. When I arrived, I had a few 80 plus players, and they were just loans. I bought old players, but good value for what Division 4 is. I loaned in Bore, Villa, and Success before they increased in valuation and nobody wanted them. But I knew that they would go up 2 or 3 ratings. I sold the old low value and got old good value players. Wrexham was bankrupt economically. Today we have a better team and we have money in the bank. The fans love me. They know I'm going to make them champions. We are going to ascend to Division 3. I have no doubts. I would like to stay until I become champion of Division 1 and put all them clowns on their knees. But I know the water has to run and everyone falls under its own weight. Everyone knows that one day I will finish in Division 1.
Brilliant. Okay, number 5.
I can't believe he didn't finish it by saying, but I am still God.
that is a constant answer.
Yeah.
Number 5. There's been claims you purely sign older players in game worlds for results and that you have no respect for finances of your clubs. How do you respond to this?
This is a game, gentlemen. And who is interested in having money in the bank? You don't need to have 50 million in the bank. If you have 50 million to spend, then spend it on the best possible players you can. The titles I earned are with experienced players and good value. I cannot sit on the sidewalk of my house and wait 4 or 5 seasons for a young player to increase their rating, while I see another manager champion with players who don't cost that money and not that young. The managers that consider they are better and have money in their account have false morals, so they do not understand anything about SM. I tell everyone to follow my advice. Spend your money. I understand that sometimes it is good to have a reservation in case opportunity appears for some players, but I repeat, I do not have the patience to wait for that. I am a devouring animal. I need to earn titles. I need to continue being my best. And I will achieve that by buying old players of experience. Other managers will follow their methods and then they will hang their own medals up.
Okay, brilliant. And number 6, I'm looking forward to the answer to this one. You have branded Division 1 managers clowns. Are there any managers in particular you could name you could do better than at their current clubs?
Division 1 has some great managers, well placed, like Gerard at Arsenal, Nico Ballan, Etienne Gallo, or Lionel Goldberg, who all deserve to have better teams. But there are other managers who do not have 100 reputation on SM and do not deserve to be in Division 1. I'll explain our merits to Dan Smith, manager of Manchester United. He does not have a single achievement in SM, only 19 titles. Please, that is a clown. Dan will be a great guy. I love him very much, but he is in the Red Devils and I am in Wrexham. This is crazy. I think that only Johnny Carnage is well deserved of the big 6 teams. He's done a great job at Man City. The Division 1 managers think they're good. They think they are the best and they give pity. They are true clowns. They are afraid of me. They do not want me in Division 1 because they know I am the best. I would leave them in ridiculous. I would leave their ridiculous mentalities feeling so poor, short-reached. They should take advantage and learn a lot from me. I'm a person that has no problem helping those out. Although oh God, I can't believe he said this. Although I don't mean to be humble, I'm a humble winner. My advice is, so I'm just caught up in this answer. Although I don't mean to be a humble winner, I can be a humble winner, and I always give advice when asked. But all they want to do really is receive the word, I am God. They should really adore me every day, light candles, and be thankful I share a league with them. One day they will not have me. They will regret it. I deserve one of the big five. I am the best. I am God. Argentina has Maradona, Messi, Ginopoli, Pope Francio, and also Maggio God. All those who are blind because they envy me cannot see it.
So I qualify for that.
He's given you 2 shout-outs there, Johnny.
Yeah.
He has said as well, just to add at the end, he said, just to like to add, I am not, I would say this to anyone's face, I do not like to hide. I'm not a rat that hides behind a keyboard. I am a real person. I can be followed on Twitter at PaoloMaggio5 or on Facebook. And yeah, I mean, the things he's just said then are just, he likes playing, he's ready to win, he'll devour his rivals, he's got a great strategy to be champion, and he's ended with, here is God. So how about we just try and digest about all that madness?
What's your thoughts, John? Because you haven't had a chat for a while, so let us know.
I'm a bit speechless, really. Yeah, just what a guy.
Do you know what? He's frightening, he's terrifying, but he's probably a fucking genius. He probably is. Self-promotion, if that works, it certainly does. If he wanted to get his name out there. For me, one thing I don't agree with, he says the owners of TFSL have been messaging him.
I was just about to pull you up on that, but I thought, well, if he wants to believe that kind of shit, then let him get on with it. But do you really think that James is messaging him every day asking him to take a Division 1 club, bearing in mind he's saying he don't give a shit about finances?
No, not at all. I mean, for me, though, a lot of that you think, okay, but then you think if he's lying about that, it sort of discredits a lot of the things he says. Because a lot, I mean, I asked him them questions. I tried to go as cutting as I could with some of them. And in fairness, he answered them, no problem. But yeah, in some ways, a great person to ask questions to, because them answers. I was reading them earlier and I was thinking, oh my God, what have I unearthed here?
Oh, it'd be fantastic to get him on, wouldn't it?
But it would just, it'd be like an asylum.
Yeah. I think I read somewhere that he reads English a lot better than he speaks it and understands it. But yeah, I mean, they were crazy, outlandish answers. But I mean, it's entertainment, isn't it, guys? It's he's playing
absolutely
that he's created, and I'm sure he's a top geezer in real life, and in a way, some of the things he said, he does have a point about. I mean,
I'm sure it's tongue in cheek, surely.
I don't know with him, and I think that's what probably makes him more interesting.
I mean, I played with Pablo in a couple of the game worlds a few years ago, and I know he likes higher rated, and he has said before, that he doesn't want to wait 4 years to rise. He does want success, so at least he's honest there. I think he's good for the game world. I quite like the fella, and I liked his answers. In fairness, a real character.
I think he's really good for game world.
He is. I mean, the thing is, he is on the radar, and like I said this last week, and I'll say it again, since he started his rants and his self-promotion, the guy I'm lost. He's smashed it up, so he's backing it up. So I can't really knock him there. What we'll move on to now is tonight's results. All right, so not gonna. I'm
so I have no idea.
Mark, can you start with Division 4 and we'll work our way up?
Yeah, by all means, yeah. Just bear with me a second. It's just loading a moment, Phil.
Is my camera still all right, yeah?
Yeah, we're all good.
Still, John? Yeah, okay. I'm not going to look at mine. I'm going to go straight to the Division 4 results if we can. Sorry, guys. My internet is... All right, okay.
Do you know what, Mark? I'll start. Oh, you go on in.
Okay, so Division 4. Wrexham, managed by Paolo Maggio, 1. TFSL, 2.
Do you know what? You couldn't have had a better result to call out after the interview with God.
Has anybody seen God?
I'm an atheist
then. Cork City 2, Dundalk 1, Crusaders 0, Bohemians 1. Dundee United 2. Motherwell 1. Dundee 1. Rotherham 2.
Oh, that's a big result. That is for Rotherham.
St Johnson and Kilmarnock all squared at 1 apiece. St Mirren, they're up there in a 2-2 with Shamrock Rovers.
Yep, Albion.
Yep. Scunthorpe 1. Glenavon 1. Burton, one of my tips for promotion 2. Ross County 1.
Oh, God, a few of the big boys have lost tonight in that division.
Yeah.
Aye, and Coleraine
Let's hope
3.
it's not replicated in Division 1.
Unfortunately for Daniel Ponto, Falkirk 0. So it's 3-0 Coleraine against Falkirk.
All right, I'll jump to Division 3.
Yeah.
Right, so tonight's results. Aberdeen 2, Hull City 2.
You've got to say it in Dunks' voice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't do Dunks, I don't think.
I can't do either.
Birmingham 1. No, they're not. That's not even Dunks. Birmingham 0, Millwall 0. Barnsley 0, Hearts 1. Anthony Ramsdorff flying again. Hamilton 1, Livingston 0. Oh, holy shit. Everyone just pause. Bolton Wanderers 4, Wigan 2.
Whoa.
I tell you what, Nick Otham, I tell you don't have Dunks on the show. The man produces. He will be furious next week, Dunks will. This is a bit of a surprise result. I think Peterborough 0, Shrewsbury 1. So that's a great result. Great result for Ash there, away to Danielson's Peterborough. Peterborough and Hearts just fly. So that will be a massive result. Again, someone like Ash probably, we're all thinking get in because, he posts a lot and you want someone who's down there to really win. Plymouth Argyle 1, Derry City 2. 1 again. Bastard.
Yeah, 1 again.
Bradford 2, Charlton 3. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Blackburn 1. And again, this we will be happy. Dunks is Hibernian 3, Portsmouth 2. So it's a good Dunks. And we'll move on now to Division 2. Tonight, what I'm going to probably not do is brush around all the leagues and positions in the divisions, because I still want to get in the 3 managers that everyone thinks are doing well at the moment. So we're just going to purely look at results, maybe a few comments as we're going along. So the championship, Mark, do you want to do that?
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, Mark, I'll do the championship because I don't want to read out the Prem because I don't want the result of my game yet. Bournemouth 1, Rangers 1. QPR 1, Brentford 0. Reading 3, Crystal Palace 2. I think Mikey Annan at Reading.
Big result for Mikey, that.
Yeah, he's gone there. I think he's picked up a good win. This man's flying. Preston 3, West Brom 1. Liam Piggott flying.
He's a results man, isn't
he? He certainly is. Since coming from Ross County, he did well there, and he's doing well like Preston, a team that probably got no right to be on the run they're on. Sheffield United 0, Aston Villa 0. So it's a good point away for Simon Toomsey at Villa because, God, they need the points. Yeah. This was a big game tonight. Southend versus Norwich ended 2-2. So tight game. Another draw coming up. Bristol City and Ipswich 1-1. So Bristol City get a point on the board. They probably needed a bit more than that at home to Ipswich, but... Leeds, well, this turns out whoever's bad and ugly, it works because Scott Thomas has beaten 1-0. He's beaten 1-0. He's won 1-0 against Middlesbrough tonight. Leeds have won. So well done, Scott.
Well done, Scott.
It's good to see him get points on the board. And to wrap it up then, we've got Stoke 2, Sunderland 0. Good result there for Stoke. And Brighton, who are flying at the moment, beating Swansea 1-0 as well. I know Daniel Hughes at Swansea said he was doing a bit of restructuring and moving around things at the moment, and he sort of had a drop in form recently. So hopefully he can get the Swans back firing. Mark, if you want to go ahead. I don't like this part.
Take it easy on me.
Okay, Huddersfield Town 0, Cardiff City 0. Liverpool 1, West Ham 2. Phil. That's a big one. Celtic 3, doing really well. Burnley 2. Edge day.
Well
Derby
done.
County 0. Manchester United 0.
No way.
Again. Chelsea 2. Leicester 1. Sorry, Leicester.
Oh.
Newcastle 0. Southampton 2. The big one here. Arsenal, Man City. Arsenal 1. Johnny Carnage, Man City 3.
Get in, you fucker! Get in!
I think that takes you top of the league.
Yeah, it does.
There's, Everton 2. Fulham 1. Just 2 more guys. Forest and Tottenham in a 5-goal thriller with Forest 2. Tottenham 3. Good win for Tottenham there. And Watford 0. Wolves 1. So Wolves picking up 3 points there.
That's good. Well, I was going to say it's a good win for Wolves, but I'm deflated. You know what? I'm not hosting this again. Well, I haven't lost a team in the top 6. Well, what can you say though? I mean, it's
TFSL. It's a tough gig.
It's
full of good managers.
I said it, Johnny. Once you get on that run, it's going to be hard to stop. To be honest with you, it's a lot like Liverpool, Man City right now.
I was saying that to Dunks the other day. It's funny that Liverpool and Man City. I know that I'm no disrespect to Dan, but I was just commenting that Liverpool and Man City were going for it. Like in real life, it seems it's a bit surreal, really.
And it's gone the same way. I've been out in front.
Bottling it again,
Yeah, we're bottling it. I mean, that. I haven't seen the statistics or anything, but it don't matter. That's a draw against West Ham. No disrespect to West Ham. It would have been a bad result. We need to beat winning. And I think you've gone. Was it 2 points clear now, or was it 3?
I don't know. What have you done tonight?
I've lost. I have.
You lost, didn't
2
you?
points clear.
Yeah.
2 points clear.
I mean,
and 1 point clear because United got a point, didn't they? So United are on 46, City on 47, and yourselves Liverpool on 45, Phil.
Yeah.
And you got Tottenham just behind on 43. Celtic on 40.
Tom Parfit might come back into this now. Dare I mention his name?
How he's managing with half a team, I just don't know.
Or you could have stopped that sentence at how's he managing?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a few shock results around there, especially I think Division 4 with Dundee and Ross County both losing. Again, I think Ash in Division 3, Shrewsbury beating Peterborough. So
3 losses in the first half of the season for you, boy.
I am furious, I must say.
I've lost once. I've lost once to a manager who doesn't even manage in league anymore. In fact, he wasn't even managing TFSL. It was Mick beat my first game of the season.
Well, that was the start of the second half of the season, wasn't it, guys? It's the 20th game. So
it's just all going down, all going in the bin now, isn't it?
Phil, you lost the same amount of games as me. It's just unfortunately I've got it.
Fucking hell! If my night weren't getting any worse compared to Mark.
Yeah.
Right.
Ben over. Your turn.
I had it last week off Dan, man. I can't have it again. I've got the piece I wanted us to talk about. It's going to be disregarding tonight's results because I've written a few things down. Is 3 managers at the moment in TFSL, and it wasn't any league, and it didn't, that are just catching the eye of people at the moment. So I'll start, Johnny, if I start with 3 of your managers.
Yeah, it's I was going to text you guys just so we don't duplicate, but one is Vagpap.
Yeah,
Dundee.
He's down at Dundee United. Yeah, he's won again tonight.
Before tonight, it was 16 out of 18 points he got.
He's doing very well there, isn't he? I mean, he must have broken into the playoffs tonight, I think, if he wasn't already in it.
Yeah. And secondly, the obvious one is Anthony Ramauta at Hearts.
Yeah, he's
got no right to be up there with his. If you look at his team rating.
I'll have a look now at his team rating, because
Dunks reckons it's a similar ratings to his team.
I think there's teams in that division who I would expect to be. I think would have been doing better. Sheffield Wednesday,
Birmingham, Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, so I think Hearts. In a way, there's a surprise package, but he is running away with it in that division.
Yeah.
It'll be a big result for him tonight that Peterborough failed to win as well.
And then thirdly, I've got to say Dan Smith, really.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's done, right? But from last season, did he finish 30 odd points behind me or something.
It was something like that.
Seriously, I think it was something like 35 points behind me.
He was never a contender, was he?
No, and now he only signed bloody Socrates, that defender, in close season. That's all he signed, and all of a sudden he's a point behind. And I thought, as soon as he gets to cups, he'll start fading, but he ain't done.
No, he's kept up on
I don't know what he's doing differently, but he's doing something.
His defence have been good this year as well, but I think he's just been on the ball more. I think he's paid more attention. Yeah. And I think he was on. Was he on the show the other day? I think he came on. And again, talking to him, so he seems like he's more up for it. He's been in other game worlds, so he is a good manager. I can't say much now because I'm underneath him, which is depressing. Mark, I'll do mine actually before we go on to you then, Mark. So I was looking today when I was thinking of this idea, and I was trying to pick. I was trying to get away from Division 1 really because I think I don't want people to think we always all talk up Division 1. So I've gone for Liam Piggott. I think we mentioned him earlier. A great start to the season at Ross County, and deservedly then got a promotion to Preston, which I think is a tough gig for Preston. I don't think he's the best team in that division by any means. Certainly not the best income. And at the moment, let me have a look what his form is. I think with Preston, he's won quite a few games in a row. His team rating is not the best as well. I think he's someone that could just go straight up to Division 1 with the club next. He's progression that James likes, and I think he's one of the ones the name just keeps on coming up. Second one I've picked out, and he's Livingston. I believe he was 12th before that. Is Danny Carger. So not exactly smashing it in terms of his position of his league, but recently he's beaten a lot of bigger clubs in his league. Notably, he beat Hearts, so he's one of the ones that took down Hearts. Recently he was on a 5-game winning run. Sorry, Danny, because seems like you're down on paper tonight and you've lost now because of that. But no, he's built a team around youngsters, which I like as well, and I think James would like. So he's battling well. He's got youngsters. Livingston, again, not the greatest gig on you. So I think Danny Cogger's my number 2. And
I'd like him to come on the show.
Yes, he was.
He's just in a recent video, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he did one with Dunks, but he was like in some sort of his man cave, dark
That's
place.
Right. Yeah.
Looked good. But yeah, he does seem quite energetic as well. So hopefully
absolutely, yeah.
Dunks can get him on next week. And the third one is Albion. At St Mirren. He's won 5 on the bounce. He's flying.
A great manager.
Yeah, flying with St Mirren. He's very, very enthusiastic, as we all know. Posts a lot. But I was looking at his team today. He's got an average squad age of 22 in Division 4. That is, everyone in that, a lot of people in that league. I think the idea in that league is to actually use it for youth. No pressure. But a lot of people aren't. They're buying oldies and they're trying to get out of there, and that's fine. And it's working. But he's got an average age of 22. And he's doing really well. A lot of youth, a lot of decent sort of risers in there. I think he's only got one oldie, really. He's ticking all the boxes, He's probably the manager of the moment for me. Building a club, youth, social. He's taking care of it, really, in all aspects of it. And it's St Mirren again. It's not a huge club.
That's what I mean. It's all right for us doing well at Liverpool and Man City, but he's doing well at St Mirren, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's what I think. There's a different type of challenge in TFSL when you come down from Division 1, and I certainly respect it because they've got to build massively. And everything and sell. Yeah. I'll only say, because I know a lot of people might spin it the other way and say, you've got it easy up in Division 1 and with a big club. The difference challenge we have is we've got to compete in everything, cups, leagues. We can't go out. That is our challenge, but certainly they've got a challenge just as hard, if not harder. They've got to build an entire club. I don't like, my finances are dreadful. I think, John, you said yours are the same at the moment.
Yeah, I'm 5 million in debt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm close to that with 12 in the red. I was hoping to get some. Well, no, because the way I see it, though, I'll accumulate the money back at the end of the year from placing, in the league and in the cups. And if there's no point trying to keep a top club financially stable when you've got to compete to win the league, is there? As long as every year you can nil the debt down. But no, that's so I don't know if there's anything else anyone's got tonight, because that's all I've got.
Is Matt doing?
Sorry, Mark, you didn't do yours, did you? It's funny, you get left out a lot, don't you?
I thought he'd gone, Phil.
just like to quickly say about Albion, he's doing a cracking job looking after Vinicius Junior, who's got on loan off us. So if Junior goes on loan next season, which is a big if at the moment, I'd be happy to let Albion keep him again, because I think he'll do well there if he stays there.
Do you think the manager in TFSL 2 will have any say?
Albion might be playing him in his Chelsea team next season.
Possibly, who knows?
You'll be lucky if he loans you to St Mirren, Matt.
Yeah, well, we won tonight, boys. So, Phil, pipe down now, son. You know, this is me and Johnny in the winners' club.
Yeah.
Fair.
The three managers, just echoing, I think, John. Well, there's Dan Smith again. I mentioned him earlier. You know, I got to give the guy kudos. He's been fantastic as of late. Also, James Murray was mentioned at Norwich. You know, game world owner, and building a really good side there in cracking form. And you know they're fighting for automatic promotion, so he's one of my men at the moment. And finally, Paul Crowther down at Motherwell on really good form. Good side built there. You know, I don't think they've lost in 6 or 7.
No, he's doing well. He is doing well, Paul Crowther.
Yeah, mine was Paul Crowther of Agpap. So
yeah,
both doing well. Yeah.
Fair play, like, you know, and just, well, the game world's full of good managers, isn't it? I mean, you know, there's very few that are not up to scratch if you really think about it. So, congratulations to everyone for being part of it, isn't there?
Mark Stewart turns his 3-man list into an 80-man list.
Trying to get someone to keep me in a job.
Next time you can solve world poverty when you're on, Mark, because that's the type of guy you are. Right, yeah. So that's it for this week then. We've missed Dunks, but hopefully Thick Trunks has filled the
or the label replacement.
Wink. No, I haven't got Thick Trunks, by the way, though. Anyway, so yeah. So cheers for coming on, Mark, and cheers, Johnny, as always. Hopefully next week this will be a bit more ordered, and Dunks will be back. All right, see you all.
Bye. Nice one,
guys.
Take care, fellas. Thanks a lot.